Good morning, everyone.
Good
Welcome to
morning.
the Therapy TAC meeting. Um, the, I guess the first
It,
thing we need to do is,
it's still, it's not quite 8:30 and we're still
oh,
clearing the waiting room if you want to give it just a moment.
okay, sorry, I was
No
jumping
worries.
on
Excited to get going this morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. This is Erin with the Department of Medicaid. It is now officially 8:30. I currently have Renee, Katie, Linda, and Dale logged in. If I missed any other TAC members, please let me know. That does give you a quorum.
Okay, yeah, the only other one would be Emily, but I'm sure she'll be on here. Anyway, I'd like to start off by introducing Katie Maddie. She's our new TAC member, speech therapist, and we are sure happy to have her.
Welcome, Katie.
Glad to have you, Katie. You.
Our first thing on old business is the retro deactivations continue to be a huge problem, requiring practices to have all money recouped and go through all the steps of obtaining prior authorization plus rebilling. The amount of time this process takes and the volume of claims is really high. Um, has DMS created a process that will have a financial exchange go between the MCO and DMS and keep the provider out of it?
Yes, good morning. This is Jordan Griffin. I'm the branch manager for eligibility and enrollment, and I'm happy to address this. So we understand that this is causing a significant burden on our providers. The high volume of these cases is due to an unprecedented catching up of the backlog from SSA. And so we have created a one-pager document that explains how we handle that process. There's two different inboxes that these issues should be sent to. And then we are trying to remove the provider as much as possible from this process. And so I will send that to Erin for that to be distributed to everyone on this call. Um, and if you all have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'll put my email in the chat.
So is there a way that DMS and the MCO can just work this out between the two and leave the provider out of it? It's really
We
expensive to have to redo to do all the steps of this process you're talking about. I've read it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've taken some steps to try to be proactive. We've taken on a backlog of cases from 2024 where the retroactive eligibility has been issued, and then we're catching up on ones from 2025. Any of the cases prior to that, we haven't been able to determine or figure out where those are in the system, and so we've asked our MCO partners to reach out to us prior to involving the provider. And if that is not occurring, please let us know.
Renee, do you have any comments on this?
I think there was one MCO that was still directly coming to us. So we can get that to you, Jordan.
Absolutely, yes. If they're not following that process that I send you all, and I'm like I said, I'm sharing this document, a guide that we created with Erin so she can distribute. If the MCOs are not following that process, please let us know.
Okay, any other comments on this? If not, we'll go to the second order of business.
Dale, would you
Yeah.
like to approve last month's meeting minutes?
I would, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yes. Review and approve the May 5th, 2025 minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve them. You just need a second,
I guess I can second that.
or Catherine can.
Second.
All in favor of approving those minutes? Aye.
Okay, thank you.
So what is the status of approving the RTM codes that we submitted several months ago?
Hi, so this is Justin Derringer. We have completed all of our preliminary reviews and research. Those are put into a decision memo format and will be forwarded probably tomorrow to cabinet management staff. So they've moved up their chain of approval process there. So we're just kind of waiting on that approval process. As you all know, we've had a change in cabinet leadership. So it'll take a little while to get those through. And there is a fiscal impact on those as well. So it's something to think about, and we'll get back to you all when we have some information on that.
Dell, that brings up a good question, Justin. Just with some of the changes, is there like a updated, and maybe I just didn't know where to find it, of like all the changes in the positions with everyone? Is there like an updated sheet of like, who is the new, the new secretary? We know that, but then like underneath them, if there's any other changes, is there like an easy one pager with all of that, or do you just have to like type in secretary and then it pops up who that name? I just didn't know if there was an easy way for that to be pushed out.
We can certainly make that available. Absolutely. I'll get with Erin and she can send that out.
Okay, I think that would be helpful with just all the movement right now.
Sure.
Justin, I can
Thank
reach
you.
out and see if there's a cabinet level org chart that can be shared.
That'd be good. Thank you. If not, I can throw something together. So just let me know.
And honestly, probably every TAC would appreciate that just because of all the changes. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Justin. The next item is the therapy diagnosis codes that will bypass prior authorization. How's that going, Justin?
Good. So as you know, we've incorporated, we've asked for a couple different changes in our therapy regulation. Those changes have been proposed, and as you all may or may not know, there was some legislation passed that affected administrative regulations, and that legislation is currently in court. And so our administrative regulations have been kind of held up due to that, but I think they are possibly starting to flow again. And that's really that's what we're waiting on, is that administrative regulation process to be able to really start going again, so we can promulgate some regulations. And this is toward the top of our list. Definitely on the top of my list is the therapy administrative regulations, which correct a discrepancy, a contradiction actually in the regulations about prior authorization and the 20 visit rule, but then also incorporate this list. So as soon as we are able to file that, we will let you all know, and it'll be and I'm not sure if Jonathan's on, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a 45-day public comment period. So
All right, thank you.
Hey Justin, I'm hopping on.
Right.
Sorry, I was turning my there we go. So yes, I'll say your list matches my list, and that's what we're gonna try to put in 8020 and 8040. There's still gonna be a 75-day comment period if and when the regs get filed. Just still they are on track. That they're at the airport. There might be a little bit of a delayed sign next to the plane, but we fully anticipate that it will be taking off and hopefully relatively soon.
thanks, Jonathan. So 75 days instead of 45 days, that's good. Gives you all more time to look at them, review, give us comments if you have any. And, you know, as always, help us to help you all with these regs. So, and I did want to say that the therapy fee schedule is one of the only fee schedules. You all are one of the only provider types that we were able to give some increases to and not decrease any rates. I think this is the second year in a row we've been able to do that for therapy providers. And outside of maybe one other small provider group, I think you all were one of the only provider groups that were able to get that. So I'm thankful to our administration to have the foresight to allow us to do that for you all. And I think that's a huge thing considering the other provider groups and their fee schedules.
That's good news, Justin. Considering Medicare has reduced their fee schedules for most provider groups. So thank you very much. We have no new business unless there's anything, the TAC members want to discuss here, or any members of the public that's in this meeting. So if there's no new business, then I recommend that we
Dale, this is Erin with the department. Can I give a brief update just on the MAC status?
absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. I just wanted to let you know, because you typically come and represent the therapy TAC, that the July meeting for the MAC has been canceled due to the final rule. It actually goes in effect tomorrow. So we have been working on getting all of the applications to fill expired terms for the MAC, excuse me. We've also been working on creating what you've heard, the BAC, the Beneficiary Advisory Council. Once all of those applications and letters go out, they, as in we, DMS, will start working with the BAC members on their meeting cadence. Per CMS's final rule, the BAC has to meet prior to the MAC. Once those meetings for the BAC are established, then we can establish the new MAC meeting dates, and all of those updated dates should hopefully go out sometime in August. We're hoping to meet in September, mid to late September for the BAC and the MAC, but I just wanted to keep you posted on that.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So when will the next MAC meeting be, you think?
It is to be determined sometime in September-ish.
All right, so our next therapy TAC meeting is September 9th. And if there's nothing else that we need to discuss, then we can adjourn. Short meeting.
All right, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Anyone
second
want to?
that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Emily.
you, guys.
All right, we'll see you September 9th.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.